Let's talk about optimizing your gut health and giving you a good old-fashioned gut renovation. And why is it so important to have optimal gut health? Well, your gut, it's like the epicenter of where everything goes down, in particular your small intestine. That is where your microbiome lives, which is like the whole genetic blueprint of all the cellular functions in your body, which is super cool. You've got about 4 pounds of healthy bacteria in there. It's its own endocrine organ. I mean, how cool is that? And it really regulates like how your genes express themselves, the genes for illness, the genes for health, longevity, all of that lives there. And you also have your estrobolome, which is what is regulating your estrogen metabolism and whether or not you're going to excrete it, or you're going to hold on to it and keep recirculating it and become estrogen dominant. So you want to make sure that your intestinal tract's really healthy. I do work with a lot of people who have an inflamed gut and have a lot of hormone imbalances. As a result, they have compromised immunity. They have a lot of bloating and or constipation or diarrhea or just inflammation and fatigue, and are just not getting it, not living their best lives because of it. So you really want to make sure that you're optimizing your gut health. Now, for my own clients, what I do is I do a really nice stool test called the GI map. And did you ever think you'd hear the words nice and stool in the same sentence? But it's true story. You heard it here first. Good poops mean good health. So I do look at whether or not you've got candida overgrowth. I look for parasites, I look for stealth infections, and I look for intestinal permeability because I want to make sure that you are actually digesting your food particles and not passing undigested food. I want to make sure you're absorbing your nutrients, and I want to make sure you don't have food sensitivities like to gluten and dairy, okay? So if that feels overwhelming already, not to worry. We're going to talk about some foundational basics to gut health, but I just want to, I put the testing out there to know if you try all these things, there is a next step. There's another path for you to look if this doesn't work for you. So first and foremost, if you are pooping every day, right, your poops, hopefully you should be going 1 to 2 times a day. And that seems like a lot for a lot of people, but that is a daily detox right then and there. Your poop is full of dead bacteria. It actually, it helps carry out toxins. It helps carry out extra hormones that your body doesn't need anymore. So it's your waste products. You want to take out the trash. You wouldn't like leave bags of smelly trash in your kitchen for a week at a time. And yet often the people I see have, such severe constipation, they're only pooping, a couple times a week, and they've been told that it's normal. And by the way, normal is just code for a doctor to say, I see this in my practice all the time. That's not normal. That's not, and it's not optimal at all. We want to get you optimized, not just be normal. Normal is like, so 2010, but now it's 2021. We want to make sure this is optimal. Okay. So number one is you want to, the first thing, the foundation of healthy digestion starts in the mouth. Most people think it starts in the stomach, but it starts in the mouth. That's where you have your digestive enzymes are right in your saliva and your teeth, by the way, chewing your food. Most people don't realize they have to chew their food. You need to chew your food until it's what's called a slurry, like baby food, okay? So really chew your food. Eat slowly. We were not meant to, like smoothies, if you drink smoothies, just sip them for a little bit. Don't drink them all in one fell swoop. Give your body a little time to digest. But chew your food really, really well. If you are someone who notices you've got a lot of gas and bloating, you may want to switch to only cooked vegetables or soups or stews instead of raw salads. Raw vegetables can be very hard to digest if your digestion is not up to par, if you don't have enough stomach acid. Most of us past the age of 30 do not produce enough stomach acid. And then that's when we start to get a lot of infections or yeast overgrowth or H. pylori, because all of those critters survive in a more alkaline environment. So we want to keep the environment acidic, okay, so we can digest our food. So if you find, you're getting more bloated after meals, you can try, there's something called Swedish bitters, or there's a product called Iberogast. And that you put it on a few drops on your tongue about 15 minutes before a meal. That stimulates the gallbladder to start producing digestive enzymes and get that hydrochloric acid coming again. So you want to make sure that you're doing that as well, that you're getting some bitters or digestive enzymes with meals as you need them, okay? You also want to make sure that you're not eating too much refined sugar and carbs, because processed foods are really the enemy of the gut. And a lot of gut bacteria or unhealthy bacteria or yeast, candida, even cancer feeds on sugar. So sugar is never going to optimize your gut. No one ever got healthy eating, Twinkies or too much bread or things that did not grow on trees, do not grow from the ground, things that are in the inner aisles of the grocery store, right? Goldfish crackers and, cookies and cake mix and all of those processed things. Foods on the outer aisles, however, your body recognizes. Your body knows how to break down chicken, steak, and eggs and fish. Your body knows how to break down vegetables. But it may need a little help there with cooked vegetables. Your body can digest root vegetables beautifully, like taro and sweet potatoes or white potatoes or plantains, or fresh fruit. Those are all carbs that the body recognizes and can digest. So first things first, you want to make sure that you're eating real food, okay? It's amazing how much better people feel and how the bloat comes down. Just cutting out sugar and processed foods, in particular gluten and dairy, can be really problematic. You can also eliminate, if you do a Google search on like the top 8 allergenic foods, it's like eggs, dairy, corn, soy. I'm not even remembering all of them off the top of my head, but all of those, if you try in a simple elimination diet for a month and then add back one food at a time, you'll know which food you're more sensitive to. So kind of cleaning out, doing a gentle cleanse, if you will. Making sure that you are chewing your food. Making sure, I left this one out, making sure that you're breathing, putting your body in a parasympathetic state before you eat. Many of you may have grown up or still do say grace before a meal. It's such a beautiful practice. Any form of deep breathing or taking a couple deep breaths before a meal really puts your body in a relaxed state to digest. If you are stressed out, you're in a fight or flight state, your blood goes to your extremities. It doesn't go to your digestive tract, okay? You want to make sure that you are in a parasympathetic state, that you are calm and relaxed, that you're not in a fight or flight state at all. Also to that end, if you are someone who is chronically stressed and you are balancing many plates in the air, meditation at bedtime, deep breathing enables your parasympathetic nervous system to take over. So you're calm, you fall asleep, but it will also lower your cortisol, lower your stress hormones, which will also help your digestive tract. I'm someone who forgets to breathe like all day a lot. So meditation at night is my counterbalance. It's not perfect, but I do struggle with low digestive enzymes. So I'm always making sure that I manage my stress, that I check in, that I practice self-care and compassion. Those are all important things. And of course, chewing your food really well, putting your fork down between bites and just really being mindful. Those are just some amazingly simple but very practical ways to start healing your digestion. And then if you need further testing, you know, there's wonderful stool testing out there where you can really look under the hood much deeper. So hope you took something away today, and thanks for joining.